Hey everybody, Zach here. So I wanted to show you how to put on and off your tow hitch for your Model X. Okay, so here's the Model X tow hitch, and the key to understanding it, and I think what you should do before you try and put it on your car, is actually take it out and get familiar with it, because you don't want to be doing this while you're under the car because you're in an awkward position. So the first thing is to find your two keys that came with it. They're these little red keys. One of them goes in here, and it turns to the unlock position. So there's a lock and an unlock. So it turns to the unlock position, and now that allows you to get this ready to insert into your Model X. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull the unit out and turn the unit away from you as the arrow indicates. And when you've got it turned all the way out, it'll stay in position. What that does is it frees up these little 3 ball bearings. See, now they can go in because it's in the unlock position, which allows it to slide up into your car. Now here's the hard part. When it's up in your car, this little ball bearing is going to have a lot to do with whether or not this will then go into the lock position. And that's what I've had trouble with. When you slide it up, let's pretend it's now in your Model X, and you're now fiddling with this, trying to get this to turn into the lock position again. And see, it doesn't want to turn for me, and that's because this little ball bearing has to get pushed in, and then it will release. And now these ball bearings, see, they're stuck in the out position, which keeps it locked into your Model X. And then that allows you to take the key out so that no one can steal this from your Model X. So again, the kind of key is this little ball bearing right here. It's always going to need a little jiggling or prodding to get this to work. So let's do it again. So we put the key in, turn it a quarter turn. That allows us to now put this into the unlock position by pulling out on this knob and turning it a quarter turn this way, which releases these balls. We slide this up into your Model X. Then we got to get this to release back towards us, and to do that, this ball bearing here has to be pushed in. And to do that, you kind of go away from you with this knob, which releases the pressure on it, allows that ball bearing to go in and be seated, and then you can turn it down and lock. Anyway, practice that a bunch of times before you go putting it in the Model X. It'll make it a lot simpler. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to take it off, and then we'll put it on together. So basically, this is the tow hitch, and as you can see here, there's this little knob, and you can't do anything with the knob unless you put in the key. So we got to put the key in. Here's your key. Slide it into here, turn it to the left a quarter turn, and then pull out on this big black knob and turn it to the back, and then give it a little wiggle, and that should allow. Okay, so it takes quite a little wrenching wiggle to get that out. So watch your hands as it comes down because it's heavy. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but this is the panel that goes back in underneath the hitch to protect it from getting dirty. And so it's got this lip along here which is going to slide into the back, and it's got these 2 little clips which have to go into their respective little slots there. So the first thing you do, of course I've got it backwards, slide it that way and get these little clips to line up. So the way to do it is to get this lip which goes along the back, get that started into its lip receiver, then get this left side clip in, then start sliding the rest of the lip along the back in. Now you've just got 1 clip on the right to go, that snaps in. Now you've got this little screwy thing. You'll want a flathead screwdriver. I guess you could do it with a coin if you needed to. And so you'll turn that into the hole up there. Okay, so you'll want to put a little bit of pressure with your screwdriver going up and turn clockwise, and you'll finally catch. It'll catch in there, and that holds the panel on. Is this the greatest system in the world? I don't know, but it does work. Okay, so now we're going to do it in reverse. We're going to take the panel off. So you can do this either by putting your head under the car like I am, or you can just reach around and look from the back bumper, but you're going to turn this counterclockwise until this pops down. So now you've loosened the panel. Now you're going to snap out the panel. Okay, and that comes out. Okay, so now we're going to install the hitch receiver, and to start with this whole process, you're going to fold up this white flap which protects where the key goes. You're going to put your key in there, and they give you 2 to start with, so make sure you keep them in a safe place. You're going to turn the key to the unlock position, which is a quarter turn. There's a little lock and an unlock icon there. Then you're going to pull out So pull out on this big black knob, and you're going to turn to the back until it locks in place. What that does is it releases pressure on these three balls right here, so you can get it up into the receiver. You put it up into the receiver, and now we're going to twist this back into the lock position. There, and it takes a little shove up to get that into the lock position. And you can twist the key, take it out, put this white thing back in place. Keep the key in a safe place because you're going to need it to reverse the process to take it out. And now we're good to go. Okay, so there's the tow hitch in place. As you can see, I put down some old t-shirts because I knew I was going to be getting on my back to show it to you. Do you need to get on your back? I would say the first time you do it, you might need to because it's a little bit tricky. And you definitely want to be careful of your back because you're going to be bending over and in kind of weird positions, and that tow hitch is really heavy. Also, when you're under there, you'll also have access to where you can plug in any kind of tow hitch electronics that you need. I'm not an expert at that, but it does come with a cable for you to hook up to your trailer if you need to hook up lights and brake lights and so forth. So now with the tow hitch installed, we can now hook up something, an accessory, like in this case, a bike rack. So we're going to be putting this bike rack on there. Let's see how it goes. So you can see, that was pretty successful. This bike rack, by the way, we got it on Amazon a couple of years ago. It's by Allen Sports. It's the model 555RR. It holds, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bikes. We've used it before on our other cars to hold bikes. It's nice because it folds down when you don't need it, and it folds out to hold up to 5 bikes. So here's a little tip for you. Your hitch comes in this nice heavy-duty blue bag, and it comes with a couple little things that you need. Like it comes obviously with the keys. Don't want to lose those. Comes with your tow hitch wires, and then this is the panel that you take off the back, the bottom of the car. So my recommendation is, when you're going someplace, is to put all the stuff into the bag and then bring the bag with you in case you need to do anything with the hitch. Okay, so a question you might be having is, when you put a bike rack on the back of the Model X, will the back door close and open? So yes and no. On this particular model, if the bike rack is in the down position, then the door opens and closes without a problem. I do want to point out though, if you had had it in the normal position where your bikes are now attached, let's see what would happen. So we'll close the door manually, slowly, and this would happen. You would have it hit. So make sure you don't just blindly open the rear door with your bikes on it, because you will not be able to do that. Another tip is that in this blue bag that I just advised that you put all your stuff into to do with the hitch, also put in a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, because you'll need that to put the panel on and off. And I would advise putting a rag or a t-shirt, an old t-shirt in there, because you're going to get some grease on your hands usually when you get the unit on and off. Another little trick is when you're not using the hitch, because for a lot of times you probably won't be having the hitch attached, put your keys back in the little bag they came in, zip lock it shut, take the little zip tie thingy that came with it, and put that back onto your tow hitch so it'll be there the next time you need it, because you don't want to be in a rush to get up to the mountains with your bikes or something and then find out you can't find your tow hitch key. So we just lock that back on, and that way it's there for you next time you need it. I'm going to keep it in the bag that it came in. It is a little greasy on those ball bearings, so you'll need to wash your hands a lot. So that is how you can successfully put on your Model X model tow hitch and go for a fun weekend. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. So the first thing you do, of course I've got it backwards, first thing you do is slide it that way. So the way to do it, okay, I figured out how to do it. That's not how you do it.
Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking this video, If you have ideas for other videos that we could make that would help you with your Model X, please comment below and let us know.